Today we're going to look at two paintings. One is called A Lady with a Blue Hat. It is the picture on the left. The other one is called The Portrait of Dora Maar, and it is on the right. I want you to take a look at these two paintings. Are they realistic or are they abstract? If you said abstract, you are correct. Pablo Picasso was an artist who loved experimenting with the elements of art. Do you remember what they are? They are line, shape, color, value, and texture. Do you see the things that he used in these two pieces? Can you find some lines and describe them? Can you look at the colors? What colors do you see? Great. What shapes do you see? Can you find two colors that are different values? And can you find some place on the painting that looks like it has texture? Either painting. Picasso invented Cubism. Cubism is a style of art which aims to show all of the possible viewpoints of a person or an object at once. It is called Cubism because the items represented in the artworks look like they are made of cubes and other geometrical shapes. We're going to start our final project, painting a self-portrait, inspired by Picasso. Let's be brave and experiment just like Picasso did. I want you to remember that, in the words of Pablo Picasso, every child is an artist. The problem is how to remain an artist once we grow up. Hello. Today we are going to start our final project. We're going to be using paint, oil pastel, and collage items to make a self-portrait in the style of Pablo Picasso. The first thing we're going to do today is prepare the background paper for our picture. So on your palette today, you should have cyan, yellow, and magenta, as well as orange, purple, and green. If you do not have orange, purple, and green, you can make them. Orange is made with magenta and yellow. Purple is made with cyan and magenta. And green is made with yellow and cyan. All right? You can mix those. And then we are not making a realistic picture. We are doing an abstract picture. So anywhere on your paper, you can begin to paint shapes, lines, whatever you would like to do. But I do have a couple of rules for you, just a couple. Number one, when you choose a color, just paint that color wherever you choose to paint it. Don't try to paint another color over it while it's wet. All right, this is my purple that I mixed, and I guess I didn't do a good job because I see just blue. All right. So you can make any shape you want. We're going to fill up the paper. That's the second rule I have. We're not going to leave any white spots. We're going to fill up the whole paper with color. All right, so those are the two rules I have. Don't mix the paints. Like I just painted a purple triangle here. I'm not going to paint anything on top of that, at least not yet. I'm going to let it dry completely, and I will paint right next to it. I will paint another color right next to it, but I'm not going to paint on top of it. All right, right next to it. And maybe here I'll do a triangle going the other way. Think about the colors of paint that you want to use. Maybe when Picasso was sad, he used blue, but maybe blue to you isn't a color of sadness. Like to me, blue is my favorite color, and to me, it means joyful. Red would be more something I would use to show sadness. And I know that's not how everyone thinks. You think about what colors mean to you and how you feel about them, and you can choose your favorite colors. You can choose colors that represent how you feel. You can choose colors that you just like. They don't have to have a special meaning to you. All right, I'm going to use green next. So right now I am using all of my favorite colors. Because they make me happy. Okay, I don't want to cover that blue up, so we'll leave it like that. I'll go right next to it. Okay. If you don't like for instance, this orange is pretty red. It has a lot of magenta in it. I don't really like that. So I'm going to add, because it was made with magenta and yellow, I can add more yellow to this. And it will become a nice color, a different color, a little bit lighter color. And then I can use it on my painting. So if you don't like the color orange you have, you can change it by either adding more magenta or more yellow. If you don't like the color purple that you have, you can change it by adding a little bit more magenta or a little bit more cyan. And if you don't like the color green that you have, you can change it by using a little more cyan or a little more yellow. All right, I like this yellow, orange. This orangey yellow, and I will put it up here next to my blue. Okay, I did go over a little bit into the blue, and that's okay. That might happen, but I don't want you to deliberately go over your paint with a different color yet. That will come in the second step. And you can see I'm mostly doing triangles, but you don't have to do triangles. You can do whatever shape you want. I am drying and washing my brush off between each color and then wiping it on a paper towel when I change colors so that I don't get them muddy. Right now I'm ready to use this darker orange. And since it's right next to the other orange, it's okay if they mix a little bit. I'm still not going to mix them a lot, just a tiny bit. There we go. I'm going to change it again. And this time, I think I'm going to use just magenta. Okay, you can probably see those little green streaks that are under my magenta. They were there already. And that's the next thing I want to talk to you about, is that this paint is transparent or semi-transparent. You can see through it to the color underneath. So once your paper is pretty dry, if you want to add more texture and more interest to your paper, you can pick some spots to try adding another color to. Once your paper is completely dry and completely filled, don't do this before that happens. All right, and we'll do that in the next step. As your paper is getting dry, you can take a dry paper towel and you can start lifting off some of the paint. It leaves a great texture on your paper. So you can do that, and then you can also lay it down. It'll leave more texture on the other colored parts. Purple up and the blue. I'm not rubbing my paper, okay? So when you do this, don't rub your paper. You're just putting it down, pushing and lifting straight up. Now I'm rolling it. So I'm laying it down on one part I'm rolling my fingers. That'll make sure that I get the whole print down. Okay. And I just picked up more paint. That's great. Put some down over on top of the yellow. Okay. You can do this until you no longer have paint that is wet that you can pick up, or until you are pleased with what you've accomplished. All right, then we'll move on to the next step. We're ready to draw our faces on our paintings. Did you think about the size of face that you want, or the shape of face you wanted to do? You can choose to do your shape of face the portrait way, which is this way, or you can choose to do it the landscape way. If you do it the landscape way, you're probably going to have a lot of space that you're going to have to fill with pattern and texture. So it is up to you how you want to do this. I think I'm going to leave mine the portrait way, and I'm going to use a Sharpie marker, but you should be using a pencil because I can't erase my Sharpie marker. Also, don't draw too hard on your paper. All right, let's begin. I'm going to start with a U shape, like this. This will be the bottom of my face. And then I'm going to make my hair, blah. I have curly hair, so I'm gonna make it pretty wild. Blah. And my hair is long now. I haven't gone to get it cut in a while. Okay, so now I have my hair and I have the bottom of my face. And now I'm going to do some things like Picasso would. I'm going to divide my face in half. I'm going to make one part of it looking one way and the other part of it looking facing you. Okay, so you can see this is my profile right here, and this will be face on. So this eye, I'm going to have look this way. So I'm going to put it like this. Oh, it wound up right on the blue. That's kind of cool. And I'll give myself some eyelashes. Oh, let's give myself a curvy line here and a curvy line here. And then I'm going to move my pencil over just so that I can make it a little symmetrical, but you don't need to do this. You could put your eye anywhere. You could put it side. In fact, I think I'm going to put it sideways. Just because I think that sounds like fun. All right. And I'll give myself eyelashes here too. This painting should not look like anything like you. It should just be a representation of you. You can use lines and colors to show how you feel or what you're thinking. All right, and I think for here, I might do a curvy line for my nose and 2 nostrils like that. For my mouth is sideways. So I'm going to make 2 lips. But I'm also going to make part of my face going the other way. So I'm going to make a full lip. And then I have a dimple in my chin. So I'm going to put a line there to represent that. And then I'm going to put one here to represent it too. Let's see. I think I want to put some round marks for my cheek on this side. And I wear glasses. So I'm going to put my glasses on my eye that's crooked. Oops, there. Put that way. I'm going to give myself a neck. 2 lines that are parallel that get a little bit further away at the end, which is not called parallel, but I forgot what it's called. This is your picture. All right, I think I'm done. All right, when you could put a hat on your head, you could put earrings on your ear. Ooh, I forgot my ears. I'm gonna do one ear like this. And the other one, I think I'm gonna put out this way, and I will make it a different shape. I'm going to give myself earrings. Do, 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 do. might put some stripes on them. One earring. I could do another earring. This one doesn't have to be the same. I could make it a different shape completely. A triangle, a rectangle, or a rose, or a flower, or a fish. Okay, I have a little bit of background here where I don't have anything. I can add texture later with that. All right, we have finished this part. Now we are going to move on to using the oil pastels. So think about what colors you would like to use. These can both be a little transparent, but they can also be opaque, which means if you color hard enough, you will not see what is underneath. But I don't want to do that here. I want to make it nice and light. So I'm going to color lightly, and I'm going to give myself a pink cheek. But down here, I think I want to cover some of that up. So I'm going to use my oil pastel very darkly and cover up some of that color. See if you can make it two different pressures, a heavy mark with the oil pastel and a very dark mark. And if your oil pastel breaks when you push down on it, don't worry. They do break. I have many broken pastels. They don't look very pretty, but they work just fine. Now I'm gonna try pink. I'll put pink on some of these too, but I think I'm going to leave the insides just the way they are. All right, and I have, my eyes are two colors. They are both green and they are both blue. So to show this, I think, well, one eye is already blue, so I think I'm gonna make the other eye green. And because it's on top of red, I'm gonna push down a little bit harder. There. Oh, do you see what I did? I colored the part that should be white green. Oh, well, that's okay. And for my lips, I could do some red lips, or I could do purple lips, or I could do yellow lips, or I could do blue lips. It does not matter what color lips you do. What I'm going to work on is my hair. My hair is long, curly, it's black, white, and gray. So I'm going to use this to make some curvy lines. But you know, if I wanted to color my hair, I would probably color it pink and white. I think that would be cool. Dark pink, and it gets lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter until it goes to the top, and the top is white. If you could do your hair any color, what color would you make your hair? Now is the time to do it. You could do it on this picture. You could even make yourself blowing bubble gum when it's your turn to draw. That would be fun. You can make a big circle over your face. But don't cover your whole face. We still want to see your eyes and nose. All right, so I have that. I'll do some shapes of pink. And here. Okay. I like that. I have to figure out what color to do my earrings. I have, what do I have, a silver in here? I do. I have a metallic oil pastel. So I think not everyone has these, and that's okay. You don't need to have them. You can still use whatever colors you want. I think for the triangle, I'm going to make it silver, and it probably won't look silver. It'll probably just look gray, kind of a gray color. And let's see, I can't think of anything else that I'm going to do on the face, but I'm going to work on the background a little bit. So I'm going to choose a color that I want to do, and you can make lines or shapes, maybe repeating them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make squares like this, And I'm just going to repeat them, or what you can do to make it easier is draw a straight line and then just put some other straight lines like that, instead of drawing each square separately. Almost like a bricks. Okay. And this way. Okay. I could add in some circles inside here if I wanted to, or X's or anything else that you want to add. But I think for right now, I am done with this part. The next part is that we're going to make a collage on top of this. So you should have brought in some things from home. Bottle caps, pieces of paper, string, and we're going to take some time to glue them on now. These are some things that I have. So my mom gave me a whole bunch of stamps that she doesn't need. She's a stamp collector. So I'm going to pick a few of these and I'm going to glue them onto my piece. I like the color of that one. And maybe I'll do that 3 times. And then I will look for, oh, maybe green. Do some green. Oops, that's brown. Green, green, green. Okay. I also have some washi tape. Since I like music and I like to sing, this might be a good thing for me to put on my collage. And I have some string that I could put on my collage as well. And this is my favorite color, so I'm going to take off a little bit of this and find a place to put it on the painting. You're going to need a glue stick. If you have something like string, you're going to need tacky glue, or if you have something like a bottle cap, you'll also need tacky glue. Right. Think about where you want to place them. I know I want to place these on top of the yellow because they look really good with the yellow. So that is what I'm going to do. Maybe, I think I'll cut one of them and put it on top of the earring. So I'm going to make it into a triangle. Okay. And then I will do this. There. It's almost like you have a little secret in there. See if your mom and dad can find where you put your secrets. Okay. Or your grandparents or whoever you show your picture to. So for this one, I think I'm going to put it right across my head like a hat. This might not stick to the oil pastel, so I'll have to see. And then with washi tape, you can just rip it on the side. I think I want to put a little heart inside my picture. So I'm going to take one of the red stamps and I'm going to cut it into a heart shape. I'm going to take a little piece of this and stick it down on top of some of the other colors. Try to make sure you get it all covered on the back so that it sticks down on the edges. The middle is not that important, but you need to get the edges to stick down. It will pull off later. Okay. All right, you saw me put them down, so you know where my little secrets are, but maybe somebody looking at it would have to look a second time to see them. This adds visual interest to your painting. It makes people want to look at it longer because of the details in it. You did a great job, and I really had fun doing my art projects with you and for you. I hope that you also enjoyed it. Bye.